Welcome back to my channel. This week we're doing another mixing series where we're looking at indigo. So there are lots of different, I can't spell and talk at the same time. There are lots of different versions of indigo, and it's another one of those pigments that every brand has their own mix, where they use different blues and some use a black. One of these brands also uses a bright pink to get the blue color, but there's also indigo genuine, and so I have two indigo genuines in my palette. I've also borrowed a couple colors from Mom, as always, including her Schmincke Indigo, which uses a pigment that I don't actually have. It uses PB66. Some sites say that it's another pigment number for indigo genuine. Some sites say that it's a totally different pigment. And so we're gonna include it at the very end, and I'm gonna swatch it out, and I'm gonna see if I can get anything close to it. I don't know that I'll be able to using one of the genuines, and I think it's PB 15.1, this one. So we're gonna label this page, and then we're gonna get into swatching and then mixing for all of these different versions. Well, not these two genuine ones. We're just gonna look at what the genuine versions actually look like, but it'll be great. Alright, this page is now labeled, and so we are going to swatch all these colors out. Cotman Indigo sort of reminds me of a haze color, or one of the Schmincke colors. Like, it's got that sort of like greeny yellow undertone to it. Whereas the Rosa one is significantly darker. The Daniel Smith one's probably going to be the darkest, just based on pigment number. It's also the hardest to activate. I poured it into a pan really badly. That's on me. So I put it in a pan, and for whatever reason it's got a peak. Cosmic Creations is a genuine indigo, so it's not light fast. They are stunning though. I do have a soft spot for genuine indigos. So I'm not going to mix for it anyways, because there's no way to mix for a single pigment. Let's just pull it out a bunch. It sort of reminds me of Ferris Wheel Prestoid Blue. Whereas the Wanderlust version is a lot bluer, it's less green. Both are very pretty, both are very different, which is sort of just like the variation you get in a natural pigment. There's always going to be variations from batch to batch, and in this case from brand to brand. Whereas, so the Cosmick one is quite similar actually to the Cotman, whereas the Wanderlust one is more similar to Daniel Smith. The Rosa Galleries one actually sort of falls in between. So we're gonna swatch out this Schmincke one, which is way more blue. Swatches with water are gonna have to be tiny. This is way more blue. Okay, so let's get into this. Actually, let's start by ditching all of these pans. We don't need them anymore. Actually, that's why we're gonna need one of these genuine indigos, so let's stick them down here. I think we're gonna need the Wanderlust one. Make sure this is clean. Clean-ish. So, the first one is Phthalocyanine blue. Right. With ultramarine blue. Okay. And PBK7. Alright. I think I've already taken this too dark. Actually, maybe needs a touch more ultramarine. Not ultramarine, needs to be a touch brighter. There we go. Then we have Rosa Galley, so PB15. 1 PV. I have chosen a very pink one. I may have to go back to the palette and find a less pink PV. Potentially. We'll see though. Like, it might be okay. So let's swatch this out. Okay, let's just add a bit more of this. I think that's going to be a theme, is that I'm just being too... There we go. I'm being too timid with the phthalo. I don't like phthalo as a color, and so I'm not using enough of it in these mixes. Daniel Smith, PB60, which I'm using the Daniel Smith version, and PBK6, which is this. This really reminds me actually of a Schmincke super granulating color. It's just, especially this edge, so granulating. Did I get it in one? I think I just did. So let's see if I can get this one. Technically, I don't have the PB66 pigment number, though online it's also referenced as NB1, so I might have it. We are going to grab the Wanderlust Indigo and add a tiny bit of this phthalo to it. I feel like this was too easy. Like, we've had so many that have been so hard. So what was this? This was NB1. There have been so many parts of this series with various colors that have been so hard, and then this one is just so fast and easy that it just sort of feels wrong. I normally like to do like the bigger ball swatches so you can really see the color. I'm short of space though this time, and so you're just gonna get the little lines. Overall, oh, that brush was not clean. I'll have to clean that color out later. Now, I'm quite happy. I'm also shocked. I thought it was going to be way harder than it was. Actually, that's a lie. I did think it was going to be way harder than it was. I will leave all of the pigment information below for what the brands were that I've mixed with and all that important stuff. I just find that it makes this page a bit too busy to have on this page, but this was fun. It's fun to do one that's so quick in comparison to some of the ones that I've done. That was great. Oh, I'm really happy.